Alright, hey guys, my name is Hannah Jet Moore. Thank you for checking out my website. So I kind of wanted to do these videos because I just sometimes it's a way to kind of creatively get things out, and also I've been writing a lot more lately, so I kind of wanted to see if there's other ways I can kind of express myself, and through my website I kind of wanted to do videos anyway. So here we go. Here's our first one. Alright, so today I kind of want to talk about a couple of things that are on my heart and my mind. A big one that I kind of find myself thinking about and talking about, and a lot of other things, is love. So P.S. if y'all see a puppy over here, Bello, you want to say hello? No, I guess he's a little camera shy. But I feel like for a lifetime I've been looking for my husband. I turned 21 last March, so this year, and I feel like such a failure because I've never even had a boyfriend, and I feel like that's scary to think that I think that, but also it's like very normal for me to think that. I think I also consume myself with it, and I tend to get kind of wound up about insecurities as far as not having a relationship, not bringing someone home to meet my family, not having someone at holidays, that kind of stuff. But I think at the same time, that means God's saving someone super amazing. I really want someone who I can spend the rest of my life with. I definitely think that God's plan is perfect, and what scares me the most is that my insecurities sometimes kind of overwhelm that, and sometimes I don't give Him the glory. And so I kind of wanted to talk about what I kind of want in a dream man, what I want to be for as far as myself, what I want to improve on, what I want God to mold me into, and also just a couple other things. So I wrote down a list of kind of a few things that I had for like my dream man, and I think that they're kind of relevant to a lot of things that are happening today in kind of social media and just in the world we live in. And one of my biggest things is I want someone who's kind, courageous, and straightforward. I think that a lot of things, as far as, bays and Instagram and Twitter, a lot of people kind of take relationships to the social media realm and not to the godly world. And I think that's kind of scary to me because either people look into your social media and that kind of like defines you. That kind of scares me, and I want someone who never makes me question their love for me. And I think that when social media gets involved, it's such a gray area. So if like you're not posting a picture of your significant other every day, then you're not dating them, and you're not courting and all that kind of stuff. And I think I want someone who that stuff doesn't affect me and bother me, because I obviously see other people and their relationships, and it makes me like, oh well, I wish I had that, and kind of desire things that aren't in the season of life for me. And I think that's something that I don't want to continue to feel that way. I think it's something I'm working on right now with myself. I think I've been working on it for a while, but I really have realized that that's kind of what I need to focus on. And I feel like people make fun of me because I say, oh, I'm so old, I'm 21, I've never had a boyfriend, that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I think it's a very natural thing. I mean, I feel like a lot of people my age, when you're getting worried about being single, I want to be a wife and a mom someday, and I want that before I'm 30. I don't want to be, just kind of consumed by that at the same time, though. I don't want to put an age on, or a time frame on God's plan for me. So I'm just trying to breathe through it and pray and just kind of connect to Him closer. Especially, I think it's making my faith grow, because I have to just understand His plan for me is so much better than mine. And I think that's something that definitely affects me. Another thing I'm really looking forward to is hopefully someone who never makes me question that they love me. I think that in my past, not even relationships, but just past of me liking guys, or wanting to know if there's more to what we could be. No one's ever really been straightforward like, Hannah, I like you, I want to date you, I want to meet your parents, I want us to do this, and I want you to take me seriously in courting you. And I think that I definitely want that in a husband. I want someone who knows what he wants and knows what God's plan is for us, and speaks to God, and kind of brings that into our relationship too. someone who will love me through my insecurities and never cheat on me. So that's a big thing, I think, especially kind of going back to the whole social media thing, like side chicks and what I don't even know the other things people call them now. But I mean, I think that for a while I was putting my voids into guys, and we weren't even dating, and I was still just getting so emotionally attached to them. And I think that was a big wake-up call for me when I moved home from Mizzou, was that I was not meant to be with anyone out there, and God was saving me for real, bringing me home. And there are obviously other reasons that I feel that way, but definitely I think it's the biggest thing was someone who I know is going to be faithful, because I will vow my life to be faithful to someone else when I marry them, and I hope that they have that same value and principle, and that's definitely something I'm looking forward, just from past insecurities, kind of like what I've been talking about, and just in the day and age we live in. I think it's so common, and it's definitely something that worries me. And I want, my kids someday to be like, oh my gosh, mommy and daddy really love each other, and I want them to grow up in the church and know that I love their dad like Christ loves the church, and that he feels the same way about me. Another thing that, kind of going to the kids thing, is someone who wants kids and wants to be a great father. So that obviously hits a really hits my heart hard, I guess you can say. And I think that I'll get more into that later in future videos that I kind of have in mind, but definitely someone who wants a family, who has family values, and wants to cherish that, and to have a big family, because I want a big family. Someone who will love me through my deepest, darkest, and my sickest days. I think, like I said, I'll get into more of why I am the way I am, later in videos, but at the same time, I want someone who will love me through the thick and thin, and like when you take the vows, and someone who will love you through sickness and in health. I think that's something that I really, really want in a husband, and I want to promise that to someone else too. Another big thing is someone I don't want to live without. I mean, I know God has a plan for when He takes you home to Jesus, but at the same time, I want to be with that person to that point and beyond. I want our souls to be tied for eternity, and kind of like it says in the Bible, therefore what God has joined together, let no man separate. And when God takes one of us home, I'm going to trust Him, and I'm going to believe in Him, and that's going to be so great for so many reasons. But at the same time, I want someone who I can't stop thinking about, someone who I want to grow with and expand and learn more about myself. So those are just a couple of the things that I am looking for in a man and a future husband, but at the same time, I know I'm not ready to be a wife, as scary as that sounds, because that's what I want so bad. I think a lot of us just kind of rush into things, and I don't want to ever get divorced. I don't judge anyone that gets divorced, obviously, but I personally don't want that, and I personally don't want that to happen. So that's something that kind of like makes me scared too, especially in this day and age with the divorce rate being so high. So I think it's just something that, again, makes me want to make sure my relationship is rooted in God and not in worldly emotions or lust or anything like that. So the biggest thing that I'm kind of working with too right now is through all my insecurities of not having a boyfriend or a fiance or husband or anything like that. Right now, I'm trying to pray and work to be a Proverbs 31 woman. So a lot of people say that, but I'm going to read a little bit of the passage, and I hopefully it hits you home like it hits me. It kind of rocks my soul, actually, because that's something I want so bad, and I feel like I think it's definitely kind of a great blueprint for how I want to live my life as, a Christian woman. So here we go. It's verse 10 is where I'm starting. A good wife who can find, she is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not harm in all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and works with willing hands. She is like the ships of the merchant. She brings her food from afar. She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and tasks for her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hand she plants a vineyard. She girds her loins with strength and makes her arms strong. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. She puts her hands to the distaff, and her hands hold the spindle. She opens her hand to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of snow for her household, for all her household is clothed in scarlet. She makes herself coverings. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them. She delivers girdles to the merchant. Strength and dignity are in her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, he praises her. Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Yes. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gates. So Proverbs 31, and I started at verse 10. It's definitely something I'm working to be more like. Like I said, kind of at the bottom of this, I said, oh Lord, mold me into this. I want to be that, and I know I'm not quite to the point where I'm marriage ready in God's terms, but I know that if I keep praying and trust in Him and try my best to become a better woman and a better person and a more selfless and helpful person, I think that is something that hopefully God will then deliver the man of my dreams, which I know is crazy to sound because, I don't know, I feel like the man of my dreams is so crazy to, I don't know, I feel like that's just weird for me to say, but I pray for my future husband a lot, and I hopefully he prays for me too, because I know we're not ready to quite meet each other yet, or maybe we've met each other and we just weren't at the right part of life for one another, but I know that God will work through our marriage, and I've been going through a rough couple of, maybe like a year, maybe a couple months, less than a year, but it's definitely something that my faith was tested, and I didn't go to Jesus when I should have, and I went to other people and other things that weren't godly, and I think that's something that I'm trying to work through and to understand that this is a part of my plan in my life, and hopefully that I can become stronger from and learn from, and hopefully inspire one other person to trust God, and especially in college, to not let worldly things kind of overcome them. I can say honestly, I feel like my faith in the last week has been completely changed. If anyone knows me personally, they know that my Nana is about to join Jesus in heaven, and as emotional as that makes me, I'm so excited for her because she gets to, and we went to Disney a lot growing up, but she gets to see the real Magic Kingdom, and that's just something that is what makes me want to live for Jesus, to know that He has a plan for us, and He has the best place. He's holding the best place for us after we pass, and although our body might still be here, I know that her spirit and her wings are going to bring her up to heaven, and I'm going to miss her so much, but like I said, I'm excited for her, for the fact that she gets to see Jesus, and I'm going to miss her a lot. She's in hospice right now, but I did get to say goodbye, and that was very, very obviously special to me, because she always told me, I love you more than you will ever know, and I got to say that back to her, and I think that Jesus made her influence so many people in the world, and not just in Georgia, where I'm from, but I think that I can inspire people to hopefully trust God and to see the happier and more joyful parts of life, even when you're going through a difficult time. Just to trust God, and it's so much better when you're with Jesus than when you're alone. It is so much better, and I can personally attest to that. So I'm working on my faith, and I just wanted to kind of talk about that. I'm going to pray real quick, and then I thank you for watching this video if you got to this point. So here we go. I'm going to pray for us. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all of your many blessings for us. Lord, I trust in your plan, not only with my Nana, but with me and my quest for love. And I just hope for the kind of love that Ruth in the Bible had, Hannah in the Bible had, that my Nana and Pops had. And I just trust you, God, and I hope you bring her peace. And I know you will, and I hope she doesn't have to suffer much longer, because she is personally one of the strongest people I've ever met. And I'm so lucky that you gave her to me as my Nana, and I trust you, God, and I know that you will give her wings and she'll be the best guardian angel, and I trust that she'll watch over me and guide me to find love like she did with Pops and have an amazing marriage. So I trust you, God, and I pray for all the people who are suffering, from cancer or from illnesses. I pray for their families, and just for you to give them peace and to trust in you, because God, you're so much better than anything in the world, and your love surpasses all, and you comfort those who mourn. So I trust you, God, and I believe in you, and I thank you for everything you do for us. Amen. So, oh gosh, so emotional. But thank you so much for watching if you got to this point. Bella, do you want to say something now? No, he doesn't. But I just wanted to kind of talk about those couple of things. And like I said, if you're going through a hard time, you can follow me on Twitter, text me, Facebook message me. I am going through a hard time too, but we just have to trust in God and to believe in His plan. And as cliche as that sounds, it's not really cliche. As much as it's said, I want you to know that I'm living it right now. Like, I am so scared, and I don't know what my life holds. I'm in like the season of life where I don't know my future, but I know that He holds it. So that's where I find comfort. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and to trust in God and inspire one other person today to pray, or to pray for them. And check out next week's Weekly Wednesday with Hannah hashtag for something else either God has put on my heart, or another video or something like that, a blog post, whatnot. So have a great week.